Hey everybody, it's Defense Mechanism again, and I've been wanting to do this video for a long time because, having talked about new versions of LSDj as they've been coming out for the past few years, a lot of people ask me, should I upgrade? And, it kind of depends. For past versions, I haven't really recommended it as much because there were a lot of differences from version 4. And while I still think that there are a lot of differences from version 4, and it's going to require some effort to upgrade, I thought that now would be a really good time to make a video kind of comparing different songs between the different versions. And so what I've done is taken songs from people who have released their save files and loaded one up in version 4 in the left, and then one into version 8 in the right. For the left, I'm using version 496. That I can tell you for sure, if you're using version 4, I recommend upgrading to version 496 because you get the transpose switch. I don't remember exactly. I think the R command does some retriggering, like R00 retriggers really fast. But other than that, oh, you guys can hear people messaging me on Discord. Well, anyway, that's cool. Sorry. So 496 is what I recommend. It's still compatible with all the version 4 songs, like any existing version 4 stuff. If you're on like version 473 or 488, it has support for all the version 4 stuff, and you get a couple extra bells and whistles. On the right, I'm using version 8.3.5, which is the newest one. Maybe it will be stable if nobody finds any more bugs. So that being said, the first thing I wanted to show off is the song loading. So this first song is a song from Roboctopus, and it's called Can't Have the Fish If You Ain't Got the Jelly, I believe. Okay, so see this loading in version 4. Now check out the loading in version 8. Like, that was instantaneous. Okay, so let's play like a minute of this or something in version 4 just so that you can hear what it sounds like, as it's meant to be played. Okay, first of all, that song slaps so hard, and it's such a good, and like the programming in that is so good, like, and the composition. I mean, it's a really great track. It's just it kills. I remember looking at this save a lot when I first got LSDj, and like was kind of blown away. I mean, I still kind of am. Like, you can't listen to that and not just think what a bop that song is. So anyway, let's check it out in version 8. first, right off the bat, it's really not fair, right, to not give it the proper kick. So since this kick is a dedicated instrument, let's just go ahead and just tune it really quick before we continue. This is probably pretty close to what it should sound like. Let's just, okay. Sorry, I just had to do that. Okay, you get the idea. So, I mean, honestly, it sounds pretty good, even with no changes, or I guess even that one change to the kick. One thing I want to point out is also notice like the smoothness of the wave channel. I mean, I know I talked about this last time, but I feel like it makes a big difference when you're actually listening to a song. So. Not a huge difference, but like I think it makes a difference in context and everything, especially. So one thing you'll obviously notice, even if we go over to this phrase, like this is supposed to go, it's supposed to have another note. Like obviously that doesn't play right. So this is supposed to like bend down like a semitone. So all of your P and L commands will have to be retuned because of the way that the pitch engine changes work. Version 4 L commands, if you're used to those, you know that L01 is the slowest. In version 8, it's flipped. So L01 is the fastest. It's almost like how much time does it take to bend to this note. So you have to increase these. I almost think of L01 in version 4 like L10 in version 8. It's not completely... It doesn't totally work that way, but you can almost think... So like... And then the P commands, similarly, you have to go down maybe, 8 instead of every 1. That's just kind of an estimate. So you could spend a long time, let's see, even here, this might be like something like L3, because we're trying to slow these down. Although this is actually faster, so. I mean, that's pretty close. And then, like... So it's not impossible to tune this stuff to make it sound like what you intended when you wrote it, if you're Roboctopus. So let's listen again. I mean, that plays with no more changes. So basically the P and L commands are the big ones. Let's look at a few other examples. I've picked songs that I meant to kind of represent different styles so that we could take a look, not to just pick examples that show like, yeah, this sounds basically the same in version 8. Some stuff is going to be harder to reproduce. Some stuff is going to be easier. What I have recommended for people in the past is like, keep your old songs on version 4 and start writing new stuff in version 8. just because, you know, it might be possible to reproduce it in version 8, like, and you might have no issues. But in the event that you have issues, that way you're at least covered because you know that your stuff works in version 4. Whereas, like, you might get halfway through upgrading it in version 8 and think, like, I totally can't, you know, do this. So let's load up the next example. This one is from the Business Pastel's self-titled album, and the song is called Elegantly Disheveled. Again, you get to see the fast song loading over here. Like, it just loads. There's nothing. It's so nice. I would never go back for that reason alone. But all right, let's take a listen. I love this song. Okay, so again, like, what a great song. And I think there's also samples in here that I could be wrong, but yeah, there might be some samples that I don't have in this track, but that's okay. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. Again, I'm going to take this kick and just, you know, that actually doesn't sound too bad. But I just feel like it's not really fair to play the track if I haven't, like, tuned the kick. Yeah, so let's give this a drum pitch. Turn transpose off. And then we just need to tweak this a little bit. Almost there, maybe a little less. Okay, I think that's reasonable. You know, if you're listening to your own track and you think, like, you know, my kick doesn't sound right, you can feel free to tune it. But I'm just doing this for kind of a demonstration. So, oh, by the way, I wanted to say I'm going to link all of the albums below. Please support the artists who release these songs because they're so amazing. Like, these are some of my absolute all-time favorite songs. I'm really happy that I can showcase them. And I hope that these are artists that you've already heard of if you're paying attention to me, because, like, their stuff is it's really amazing, and it's definitely influenced me like, in every way possible. So, okay, anyways, I'll continue. Okay, so, like, so you know, these P commands where you can definitely hear, like, oh, this is interesting. So what I would be tempted to do is put the pitch on this one to drum, because it seems like it's kind of a tom. So And even that, I mean, even drum pitch isn't gonna. You're still gonna have to tweak these P commands. So, well, that was probably too much. So this is like, this is what you'll have to do if you want to upgrade your songs. And it really helps to have them side by side. I'll say that because not that I've had to do a lot of this, but yeah, not quite. Okay, that's really close. Like, I don't think I could tell the difference. Okay. Not exact. Yeah, it's a little too fast. So maybe we can try this. I mean, the slope isn't exactly the same. One thing you could do is kind of like have two P commands. So I might like change this to 2 and then kind of put a faster P command here and then a slower one here. So that way, even faster actually. And that way, you know, we'll have like maybe a closer, this is just, maybe that was too fast. Anyway, I think you maybe get the idea. That I think that was pretty close. What masterful programming, like this, and composition in this. Oh. I mean, pretty good, right? So, and like, I'm not covering the whole song, but just kind of for the sake of demonstration, and I'll move on here. Not too bad, not too difficult. So, if your business Pastel, maybe you want to think about using version 8. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're fine at an earlier version. I think maybe they used 4.8.8 to write this. Great music either way. Doesn't matter what version of LSDj you use. Just make good music. Yes. And we're loading the next song. This one is actually called A Fix, and it's by Je M'appelle. And I forgot, this one isn't like publicly available, but I'm sure if you message Je M'appelle, they might be willing to send it to you. I know they were willing to send it to me, so I'm sorry. Definitely check out the album Wish. That one does come with the save available, but this is like one of my all-time absolute favorite, like top 3 LSDj jams of all time, period. Like, this was a game changer for me. I think they wrote this in 4.7.3. Either way, this one might be a little bit of a challenge to try to get working the same way in version 8. I'll give it a shot. Can't promise anything, but yeah. Let's take a listen. Okay, that is ridiculous. Like that. Okay, even just to talk about like this kind of stuff where we've got these samples that are doing like chords almost. I don't even know if it's possible to do. I mean, it probably is, but this is ridiculous. Okay, so, yeah, I just wanted to notice that first, and then like, I mean, one of the other big changes is F commands don't work the same in version 8 for kits and samples. So there's actually not because of the way that the offset works. You can't do F01 anymore. F01 is in version 8 is double the resolution. So I don't know. Let's take a listen to this. No guarantees that it's going to sound any good. And also let's tune the kick just for charities. Like this is let's see. Yeah, we need to make this a drum pitch, and we probably need to make these like something like that. Okay, I wasn't that far off just with a 1 digit, down. Okay, let's try this. All right. Let's make another change. Nope. Oh man, tuning kicks like this is not easy. It sounds better in version 4, you have to admit. The other thing is that this transpose column, I think I've explained this before, it doesn't really work like the same way that it should. So let's maybe try to give a change there. Oh, that's right. We did have it different. Okay. Getting closer. Oh, oops. Almost there. Almost there. Okay, that's reasonably close enough for me to feel like we've given... All right, let's listen to this phrase. I don't... Oops, that's version 4. Okay, wow. That worked even better than I thought. Half of 1/7 in hex. Yeah. Oh gosh. 10 is 16 plus 7 is 23. So half of 23 or 22 is like 11. 11 to 12. So 10, 11, 12. So if you really wanted to make this more accurate, like... Okay, I'm actually this is a surprise even to me because I didn't know what this was going to sound like, and we might have to change this in every. If I had to guess what this was doing, it's probably using the sample offset to skip ahead in the sample to the tail and make it quieter. So it's kind of playing the role of a volume reduction here. I could be wrong. If Jim Appel watches this, they might tell me otherwise. And the sample little thing, Okay, it's a little fast, maybe. I'm not sure. That's about the right tempo, I think. Okay, so this like surprised me. I didn't. Maybe I should have tested this before I tried this video, but I didn't. Okay, so I don't know. It doesn't feel right to me to keep playing the songs when they don't sound how the artists intended them to. So, obviously P commands, L commands, those are the biggest ones. I'm really actually kind of blown away how close this sounds to its version 4. And if you really wanted this to work, like, it wouldn't take that much more than just retuning the P commands. I hope so. Let's skip ahead maybe. Yeah, you get the idea. I just don't like playing it when it doesn't sound totally accurate. But we can go in and, and like this is supposed to be more delayed, right? It's closer. You can tell that it's up to each artist. Like if you're an artist and you want to upgrade, like you'll have your own sensibilities about how closely you really think that this represents what you intended. So much of chiptune is about limitations. So when the limitations change, like how does that change your art? That's like a question that every artist has to decide. All right, let's go to one more song. Two more. Okay, I have 2 more songs. This song is an amazing song by Don't Blink or You'll Die, and it's called Michiko. Let me switch off this horrible font. I'm sorry. The version 4 font is fine, so let's take a listen. Okay, let's stop there. This is ridiculous. Like, Don't Blink or You'll Die, huge influence on me. Just the skill and not only the programming and the composition in this is just so far off the charts. Just ridiculous. This is obviously not going to sound as expressive in version 8, although I know that they are using version 8, at least from time to time, and like, they could do anything in any version. It doesn't matter. Like, ridiculous. But, this is more for me and for us as viewers to kind of see what version 8 sounds like as compared to version 4. So that's fine. A lot of the expressiveness is going to be like in the L commands and the P commands. So let's do that thing that I was saying before where I feel like it's not fair to listen to the song before tuning the kick. That does not sound like a kick, so let's compare it to what we've got over here. Much better. Change this to drum pitch. Change this to something like P. Also, like, again, the TSP doesn't work over here, so let's make this like a 1 instead of a 10 and see if that helps. Oh, okay, I wasn't too far off. It's close enough for me to feel like we're not butchering the song by listening to it. Okay. Okay, that wasn't so bad. You can hear some obvious differences. Another thing I wanted to point out again is like the differences in the wave channel between these two versions and what they sound like. So. Okay, listening to this programming, I don't think it's going to sound that much different, but. I think this is maybe the problem here. You don't have to do L7F anymore. I hope. This is going to be a really slow L command, so we can just put this to like 0, 1 and make it. Or 1, 0. It's probably supposed to be faster than that. Let's see. So yeah, that's pretty good. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. This song is amazing, and I'm not sure that it's available on Bandcamp. It might be. If it is, I'll link to it. If not, I'll link to their latest album, which is Battle Jazz Classics 2, which is a phenomenal album. Okay. And this last song is by Harley Likes Music, and it's called Hello. It's off Steel's City Zone. Load it instantly in version 8. Let's take a listen to version 4. Okay, amazing stuff. Like, this is just ridiculous. I mean, try not to dance. Try to listen to that song and not dance. Like, it's absurd. Okay, so this one actually, I'm pretty sure Harley uses samples for his kicks, and there are some other samples in this track that I don't have, but that makes sense because I just have the save file, so it's not gonna be affected by the version. By the way, I should mention, if you want to upgrade, there is a version of the LSDj ROM patcher by Aeron, and it will import everything, like all of your kits, all of your fonts, all of your palettes, any customizations that you do from your ROM, you can just import everything. Makes upgrading super easy. I'll link that in the description also. I just wanted to say that before we move on to this, because I think this is probably going to sound largely the same minus some of the other stuff. We don't have to tune the kicks, so let's just let's give it a listen. We might have to tune a couple of things, but let's check it out. Okay, already I can tell that this... Is it here, maybe? So let's just tune this instrument really quickly. This is... we can I guess we can put this on drum pitch, because that should be fine, I think. Do you remember we had the same problem here, whereas this is, in previous versions, a slow L, whereas, or rather, a fast L, and now we need to change it because this has become a slow L, so that might be too fast. Might be a little bit faster. That's close enough for me to feel okay about this. All right. So, I mean, overall, like, not too bad. Just these, looks like the L commands in the tables. Let's check out what this was over here. And let's find out what it is over here. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I kind of nailed it in one go. I mean, okay, so there you go. Same table. All right, so not bad. So, hey, Harley, we'd love to see you using version 8. No, we don't. We don't care. We don't care what version anyone uses. I don't care what version anybody uses. I don't know if anybody needed to hear that. It doesn't matter. Just make good music. It really doesn't matter what version of LSDj you use. If you feel like tuning a lot of P and L commands, you can upgrade to version 8. And you can check out the previous video if you like a lot of features, including the really fast saving that you are loading, well, and saving too. They're both faster that you've seen tonight. It's really worth doing. But other than that, I don't really care. I hope this was helpful to anybody. If you have any more questions, or if you think that another video demonstration like this would be useful, let me know. I've finally got enough of my stuff together to be able to put out videos now, so this has been a lot of fun for me. I don't want to say that I'll live stream anytime soon, because that's kind of intimidating, but I like the ability to be able to post videos and then have anybody kind of go watch them whenever they want, so that's really cool. But as for now, I'll stop talking. I'll let you get back to whatever you're doing. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you soon.